most of all because I love thee, and I want so badly to be good. It's like the possibility no one can put out the back.
Yes, Madonna, we do know you are a bad girl anyway. Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're having an awesome day, a fabulous holiday season. I'm here to continue on with my Madonna journey, and here we are at 2012's Mdna, her 12th studio album. Can you believe it? And I'm really excited to dig into this record. It is full-blown Mdna. It's full-blown... I always screw up when I use Mdna and EDM in the same sentence. Mdna is an EDM record from Madonna. There we go. Electronic dance music, and that's why I'm so excited to dig into this. I'm just having issues with words today. I guess I'm just so excited. I'm just fumbling over my words so much. I'm excited to dig into this record because it's electronic dance music, which I love. I've always loved it. And I haven't heard this record before, but there are a few songs that I have heard. Case in point, Girl Gone Wild, the first track on this record. And I do recall hearing Gang Bang way back when this album was first released. I kind of remember it. I don't. It's probably been a good 7 years since I heard it last, so I vaguely remember it. And I remember hearing Gimme All Your Lovin'. I remember hearing it all the time. This was one of the singles off the record featuring Nicki Minaj and MIA. I don't even remember this song, which is so surprising because I've heard it so many times when it was released. But again, I haven't heard this song in probably 7 years, and I don't even remember what the chorus sounds like. So I'm excited to dig into that track again. Some Girls, again, alongside Gang Bang. I think I recall hearing this song way back when. Kind of looks familiar, but we'll see once I actually listen to it again. And I think that's all I heard. There are 16 tracks on the record. The 17th track is Gimme All Your Lovin', the remix, which I won't be listening to. And by the way, this is the deluxe edition of Mdna. And I know a lot of you don't like this record. A lot of you feel like this is her weakest album from reading your comments on my prior Madonna first listen videos. A lot of you pointed out that this album is horrible, it's abysmal, you just don't like it, period, which is, I guess, understandable. Everybody has their own tastes and opinions on Madonna's discography. She's very versatile, and she's had lots of different eras out there, so different albums are going to resonate with different people. So I'm gonna form my own opinion on this record once I'm done listening to it. So I kicked it off with track number 1, Girl Gone Wild. And this song, I mean, I will always love this song. It's a total bop, and more so because it's pure nostalgia for me. It takes me back to my early 20s when this song was released, and it reminds me of going to the bar. The song was played at the clubs and just pre-gaming with friends, and it just brings back a lot of happy memories. I love getting down to it. Is it one of the greatest Madonna songs ever? No, but it's just pure pop, EDM, dance. It just puts you like in a party mindset, and it's just a lot of fun to listen to. So that's why I like it so much. And it's a great way to kick off the record. So now let's move on to track number 2, A Gang Bang. I gotta say though, before we move on to track 2, I gotta give a shout out to the album artwork. I just love this album artwork so much. It's so colorful. I love Madonna's look and her pose. It's very stoic. It's very bitchy. It's like she's staring at you like you did something wrong. It's like if the Mona Lisa was giving you bitch face, essentially. Kind of looks like the Mona Lisa. The eye, what she's doing with her eyes, you know, it's like the saying goes with the Mona Lisa, wherever you are standing in the room, you could be standing to the left or you could be standing to the right. Wherever you are in the room looking at the Mona Lisa, it always feels like she's looking at you and staring at you. It's kind of like when Madonna's right. It's like she's judging me. She's telling me, bitch, you better like this record. Oh yeah. Going straight to hell, baby.
Friends here. I wanna shoot him in the head again.
Mm-hmm.
Over and over and over and over and over and over. I said, drive, bitch. And while you're at it, die, bitch.
Fucking die, bitch.
Now, if you're gonna act like a bitch, then you're gonna die like a bitch.
Okay, so that was track number 2, Gang Bang, and I started listening to this track and it was all flooding back to me. It took me back to very similar like Girl Gone Wild. It was kind of taking me back to my early 20s when I did hear this song last, and I enjoyed it then. It was a lot of fun. It's very violent and dark, so I can see why a lot of people would like this song in particular. But for myself, I have a very dark and macabre sense of humor, so maybe that's why it doesn't really bother me that much. Madonna is singing about shooting her lover dead. She is pissed off. She is furious. She's angry. She is dreaming. She is fantasizing about pulling out a gun and shooting her lover dead. Bang, bang, shot you dead, shot my lover in the head. She's laughing about it. She's very playful about it. It's almost orgasmic to her. You know, she's loving it so much. She's a bad girl. She just wants to see this fucker dead. And it's quite violent. I don't know if it's all metaphorical or if she actually wants to shoot her lover dead. It's Madonna, so who knows? So I will say I am enjoying the record so far. Girl Gone Wild, Gang Bang. This is the darker side of Madonna. Very sassy, bitchy. She's furious. She's angry. She wants to be the bad girl. She wants to go wild. Shooting her lovers in the head. I mean, I'm curious to see how this album is going to progress and how much more violent Madonna's gonna get. So let's get into track number 3, I'm Addicted. However, before we move on, I do want to point out this lyric. I'm going straight to hell, and I've got a lot of friends there. And if I see that bitch in hell, I'm gonna shoot him in the head again. Oh, Madonna.
Goes through my body, igniting my mind. It's like Mdna. I'm addicted to you.
Okay, so that was track number 3, I'm Addicted. And she's comparing her love to someone like a drug. And she's using MDMA, which is a real drug, a lot in this song. The abbreviations for MDMA, she's using those abbreviations a lot, not the actual drug. At least I don't think so. I mean, who knows? Which MDMA is the drug, and it's a play on with the title of this record called Mdna. So that's where she got Mdna from. And I enjoyed the song. It's not my favorite track on the record so far. It's okay in my opinion. I feel like if there was a remix of this song, it would be a lot better. But in terms of the actual song itself, I mean, I'll listen to it. I had fun listening to it, but I didn't really care for it. It was okay in my opinion. So now let's move on to track number 4, Turn Up the Radio. Okay, so that was track number 4, Turn Up the Radio. So we go from Madonna being a girl gone wild to her shooting her lover dead, her little gang bang, and then her going to being addicted to someone's love, MDMA, and what have you. And now she's turning up the radio. She wants to drive away. She wants to let the speakers blow. And she just wants to take her worries away, drive somewhere far away along a dirt road, along some kind of long stretch of highway. And I imagine she's trying to reflect, she's trying to clear her mind of something. She just wants to turn up the radio and let everything disappear, and she just wants to hear the speakers blow. So I liked this song. I enjoyed it. Again, it's not my favorite Madonna song ever. it's still a song I would go back to. It's still a solid track in my opinion. It's not the greatest thing ever. Still not one of my favorites on the record. I still really like Girl Gone Wild and Gang Bang, but I still like Turn Up the Radio. So now let's move on to track number 5, Give Me All Your Lovin', featuring Nicki Minaj and MIA. Yes.
L-U-V, Madonna.
It's all coming back to me already.
Madonna, Y-O-U. You wanna don't play the stupid game, 'cause I'm a different kind of girl. Shall we proceed? Let's swag shit. No need to this. Don't play the stupid game, 'cause I'm a different kind of girl. L-U-V, Madonna. All your love and give me your love. Then get about time. Dance our lives away.
Okay, so that was track number 5, Give Me All Your Lovin', and once again, pure nostalgia central. For me, it's taking me back to my early 20s. I remember when this song dropped, and I remember having fun to it, and it just brings back happy memories. And after listening to Madonna's whole discography, I can now kind of put this album and this song in perspective. And is it one of the highlights of Madonna's career? No. Is it one of her most memorable songs ever? No. It's probably near the bottom. And obviously she's continuing the trend of features with Nicki Minaj, so she's grabbing the hot girl of the moment, which was Nicki Minaj, and having her as a feature. I imagine if it was Cardi B at the time, it would have been Cardi B. Which again was a smart move. She wanted to create an EDM club album, and Nicki Minaj was hot at the time, so to get her into the clubs, maybe, even the straight clubs, she had Nicki Minaj as a feature. Nicki Minaj was the hot girl at the time, so it was a smart move on her behalf, just like what she did for Hard Candy. She had Kanye West, and she had, what were the other features on that record? Justin Timberlake. So again, it's a smart move to have a feature of the current hot act of the time, especially if you're as old as Madonna, and a lot of the younger crowd might not know about her. And I enjoy the song. Once again, is it my favorite Madonna song ever? No. To me, it's okay. For me, it's more so of a nostalgia song because it takes me back to when I was in my early 20s. But other than that, it's just an okay song in my opinion. It kind of reminds me of The Best Damn Thing by Avril Lavigne. It has that very cheerleader-like quality to it, or Mickey by Tony Basil. So now let's move on to track number 6, Some Girls.
Some girls can do anything. Whole world hanging on a string. She's tall as a virgin queen. Some girls got a sexy flirt. One drink and it's all the blur. Cash out, you wanna flirt. Some girls break the scene. Shoot them out and talk obscene. Crying in a limousine. Some girls are not like me. I'm everything you ever dreamed of. Some girls wanna call the shots. Some girls wanna be on top. Down on a milky mouth. I'm talking and never stop. Some girls make you feel like a rocket heart is steel. I got you begging, baby, please. I got you begging, baby, please. Wrap your arms around my neck. It's time to steal some fun today. If you wanna play this game with me, some girls are not like me. I never wanna be like some girls. Some girls are not like me. I'm everything you ever dreamed of.
And that was track number 6, Some Girls. And yes, this song is bringing back memories as well. I remember hearing it way back when. And I will say, though this song is bringing back memories just like Give Me All Your Lovin' and Girl Gone Wild and Gang Bang, they're not packing the same punch as they did before. I'm not obsessing over them as much as I did before. And I feel like that's because I'm going on this Madonna journey, and I just listened to all her discography in order, year by year. And after listening to what she's capable of and everything she's sung already, all her hits, all her eras, I feel like these songs aren't as good as what she's released before. So yeah, I'm just not loving them as much as I once did. I'm still enjoying them. Some girls, she's comparing herself to how she's not like all the other girls who are cried in the limousine, who are just basic bitches. I mean, we all been there. I mean, going to the club, we all seen the girls, or even like your workplace, the girls who run their mouth and talk shit, and they're crying in the club. They get into fights. They're all nasty. They're bitchy. I mean, we've all been there. We've all seen those girls. She's not comparing herself to those girls. Some girls are not like me. I never want to be like some girls. So you always say, you know, some girl or some guy did this, some girl did this. Madonna isn't some girl. I mean, she's way above just some girl. So that's the message I got out of the song. Some girls make a scene, shoot their mouths, and talk obscene, cry in the limousine. That is not Madonna. Some girls got a sexy slur, one drink, and it's all a blur. I mean, that's me. One drink and it's all a blur. I mean, I'm a total lightweight. I mean, I get buzzed off half a glass of wine. Cash now if you want to flirt. Cash your credit. It's gonna hurt. Oh, Madonna. So now let's move on to track number 7, Superstar.
You're like a brand new on a silver screen. You're my hero in a mythical dream. Ooh la la, you're my superstar. Ooh la la, love the way that you are. My gangster, you're like everything. You're like Caesar, stepping onto the throne. Ooh la la, you're my superstar. Ooh la la, love the way that you are. La la, ooh la la, you're my superstar.
Okay, so that was track number 7, Superstar. I'm trying to decide if I absolutely hated that song or if I thought it was, you know, kind of a bop. And I think it's somewhere in between. But I gotta point out the pink elephant in the room. The chorus. Ooh la la, you're my superstar. I'm sorry. It sounds like something Hannah Montana would sing, or Hilary Duff, or Kylie Minogue circa 1988. Doesn't sound like something a grown woman like Madonna, who's had 11 prior records, should be singing. I don't know. It just sounds very childish, in my opinion. In terms of the actual song, she's comparing her new lover to all these notable people throughout history, like Mike Jordan and Marlon Brando and Caesar, Abraham Lincoln. You can move like Bruce Lee. So I thought that was kind of cute. You're my superstar. So I kind of liked it. It's not really a song I would go back to. Like I said, it's kind of childish. Doesn't sound like a song a grown woman should be singing. Anyway, now let's move on to track number 8, I Don't Give a, featuring the second track with Nicki Minaj feature. So let's get into it.
Wake up, that's what this is. Call the baby to the kitchen on the elevator. I can take a helicopter. I don't even feel the pressure. I'm gonna be okay. So mad at me, who's got custody? Lawyer, suck it up, didn't have a prenup. Cut my whole spit and bones, take it down. I'm the best, can you follow my track? I'm the best, and I like it like shots fire. Anything you hear, Nicki, you on that spot. And you can't get these shoes out of aisle down. I ain't a businesswoman, I'm a businesswoman. And I'm
Yeah.
there's only one queen, and that's Madonna.
Yeah. Okay, so that was track number 8, I Don't Give a, featuring Nicki Minaj. Very interesting song. So she's speaking about being the ex-wife now. She just had a divorce, which is, I guess, the purpose of this record, the theme. That is why she's so angry and bitter. She just had a divorce from Guy Ritchie. Okay, so she had a divorce from Guy Ritchie, and she's pissed off at Guy. She wants to shoot his brains out, and she wants to murder him, and she absolutely despises him, and now she is saying how she doesn't give a fuck. She's gonna shake her ass. This is her new life. She is her own woman. She can multitask. She can do whatever she wants. She is queen. Shots fired. I tried to be a girl. I tried to be your wife, diminish myself, and then swallow my life. I tried to become all that you expect of me, and it was all a failure. I don't give a. So that is the essence of the song. I could take a helicopter. I don't even need the pressure. Gotta call the babysitter. Tweeting on the elevator. So she's multitasking. She's the queen of her own business. It's like Nicki Minaj said in this line here. Yo, I ain't a businesswoman. I'm a businesswoman. Yes. So in terms of the actual song, I thought it was fun to listen to, I will say. It's not one of my favorites on the record. I thought it was just okay in my opinion. But it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it for what it was worth. So now let's move on to track number 9. I'm a Sinner. I mean, aren't we all? Okay, so that was track number 9. I'm a Sinner. And yes, Madonna, we are well aware that you're a sinner. You are a bad girl. You are the epitome of a bad girl and a sinner. Not only is she a sinner, but we're all sinners, apparently, in the eyes of Madonna. I'm a sinner, I'm a sinner, I'm a sinner. I like it that way. We're all sinners. We're all sinners. We're all sinners. I'm a sinner, I'm a sinner, I'm a sinner. I'm a sinner, I'm a sinner, I do play The Sims. I'm a sinner. Wow, that was a really lame joke. I'm a sinner, I'm a sinner, I'm a sinner. I wonder if Madonna's a singer. Let me check again. I'm a sinner, I'm a sinner, I'm a sinner, I'm a sinner. I like it that way. I'm a sinner, I'm okay. I think Madonna might be a sinner. Take a shot for all the times Madonna says sinner in this song. And she also uses all these sinners in one of the, saints. No, oh my god. That was a horrible mix-up. Saints, the complete opposite of a sinner. So she uses all these different saints in one of these lyrics here. Jesus Christ hanging on the cross, died for our sins, Saint Christopher, find my way, Saint Sebastian, Saint Anthony, so on and so forth. We leave it to Madonna to use a religious reference in one of her EDM songs from one of her EDM records. I mean, it's Madonna. Christianity and religion does flow through her discography, so I'm not surprised there. And in terms of the actual song, I thought it was okay. Is it one of my favorite Madonna songs? No, it's not one of my favorite on the record. I thought it was okay. It fits in with the rest of the record and the theme of it all. But I didn't really care for it, to be honest with you guys. I felt like it kind of went on and on and on. I just wish it was a bit shorter. Anyway, so now let's move on to track number 10, Love Spent. And that was track number 10, Love Spent. And you know what? I actually really like this song, more so for the lyrics. I think it's a little bit of a sad song. She is saying how, I'm presuming Guy Ritchie, the man she got divorced from, he is spending all his money. Hold me like your money, tell me that you want me, spend your love on me, spend your love on me. Now you have your money, spend it till there's nothing. So she wanted him to treasure her like he treasured her money or treasured his money. And it's sad if you think about it that way, the allegory she's using there about treasuring her like he treasured the money and how he didn't. You play with my heart till death do we part. That's what you said. Now you have your fast cars, women in bars. It's gone to your head. So I don't know the context of why they got a divorce. I don't know if it was made public. I don't know if he cheated. and that's the reference for the women in bars. Now you have your fast cars, or I don't know if she's alluding to after the divorce, now that he has the fast cars and now he can see all the women in the bars, he's single again. So if you do know the context of why they got a divorce, let me know in the comments. And I actually enjoyed the song. It's, to me, one of my favorites on the record. So now let's move on to track number 11, Masterpiece. And I will say I'm a little bit of an idiot. I should have read the editor's note that is literally right above the album in Apple Music. It's saying that this is a divorce record. The violence and the ex-husband Guy Ritchie. Ex-husband Guy Ritchie. So if I read the editor's note before digging into this record, I would have realized that this is a divorce record. And yes, it is about Guy Ritchie. So once again, if you know why they divorced, let me know in the comments.
If you were the Mona Lisa, right by your side, thief in the night, standing proud of your masterpiece. 'Cause after all, nothing's indestructible.
Okay, so that was track number 11, Masterpiece. Another one of my favorite tracks on the record, like Love Spent. The ballads on the record I'm really enjoyed so far. She's singing about if you were the Mona Lisa, you'd be impossible to move, nothing's indestructible. So she's comparing her love for someone like a work of art, like a masterpiece, which is a nice metaphor there. A rare and priceless work of art, you stay behind your velvet rope. So I love the lyrics in this song, because the lyrics and the melody and everything, this is probably, I don't want to say it's my favorite track on the record, or is it? It might be. It's just a very beautiful song. At the same time, it's also quite the tragic song, because I know what's going on in this record and what happened to Madonna through the divorce and what have you. I mean, I don't know what happened in the actual divorce. Like I said, I don't know why they got divorced. That's why I want you guys to let me know in the comments. But any divorce, I mean, I've grown up with a divorce in my life. Not me personally, but my parents divorced. So I know what it feels like to be in the midst of something as tragic and stressful as a divorce, especially being a kid at the time. It can be very painful. You're going through all these different emotions. One can only imagine the psychological effects it has on a child, because it obviously affected me. It's still affecting me to this day, even though I moved past it. When you are young, a lot of things are impressionable to you. A lot of things leave marks on you, leave stains on you, especially when you're as young as I was when something like that happened. A lot of things leave really big impressions on you when you are a small child, and they do scar you, and it still scarred me to this day. So I can kind of relate to the pain that Madonna is feeling, even though I myself haven't been in a divorce. I've been in the midst of the chaos of a divorce happening. So let's move on to track number 12, Falling Free.
I wanted you to feel the same, so when you did ignite a spark. When I raised the certain wing and crawled beneath that growing thing, your days were meant to fly and do. I've fallen for mine into you and fallen free. Deep and pure, our hearts align. The face of God that stands above, pouring over hope and love. I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling
Okay, so that was track number 12, Falling Free. There was something very zen-like about this song. There were, those chimes, and I closed my eyes, and it kind of took me somewhere. I was just kind of swayed from side to side. It was very peaceful. There's something very therapeutic about this song, too. I actually really enjoyed it. Again, I'm loving the ballads on this record. And yeah, it was just a very calming song, in my opinion. And I enjoyed it. So 2 thumbs up. So now let's move on to track number 13, Beautiful Killer.
Reasons why you are a beautiful killer. God's always finished last. What happens now? Beautiful killer, you won't leave a trace. Can't really talk with a gun in my mouth. Maybe that's what you've been dreaming about. 'Cause you're a beautiful killer. Should never be that alone.
Oh. Lots of gunshots in this record, I will say. Okay, so that was track number 13, A Beautiful Killer, and she is singing about Ted Bundy. Just kidding. Um, so there's one lyric at the end of this song that left me a little perplexed. You are a beautiful killer, but you'll never be Alan Delon. I actually don't know who that is, so I actually had to look it up because I'm very curious to know. And apparently, he is a French actor and businessman. He's known as one of Europe's most prominent actors and screen sex symbols from the 1960s. He's achieved critical acclaim for roles in various different movies throughout the 60s. I just don't know the connection that he has to Madonna and why she would bring him up in this song. I'm just trying to research it for you guys. So I found this interview online that Madonna did back in 2012 with Los Angeles Times reporter Rebecca Keegan. And they bring up the song Beautiful Killer, and that it's a tribute to French film star Alain Delon. And Madonna replies, I've seen every movie Alain Delon's ever made. He's so charismatic. I've made a huge effort to try and not sound like everybody else. The music that I've done with William is quite introspective, whereas Martin's is more ironic and funny and upbeat. There's a really up aspect to it and a really fun aspect to it. And when she brings up the names William and Martin in her response, she's referring to producers on the record for Mdna. Their names are William Orbit and Martin Solveig. I think that's how you say his last name. You can correct me if I'm wrong. And yeah, that is the story behind that, which I'm glad I researched that. And again, I really enjoyed this song, Beautiful Killer. To me, again, it's one of the highlights. And I'm really enjoying the second half of Mdna. It's more ballad heavy, which I don't mind. And yeah, again, more gunshots, more allegories for killing and shooting me down, more guns and gun violence and what have you. So we're still continuing the bitterness and the resentment here, but in ballad form. So now let's move on to track number 14, I Fucked Up.
I fucked up. I made a mistake. Nobody does it better than myself. Kept my big mouth closed. I could have just done what I was told. I'm sorry. I'm not afraid to say. Thought we had it all. Brought out the best in me. Got naked on the beach, all soaking wet. We could have climbed the mountain, seen a perfect sunrise one day.
Okay, so that was track number 14, I Fucked Up. What kind of bop was this? Oh my god. One of my favorite tracks on the record, and was this even included on the regular edition? I mean, we're near the bottom now. We're near the end, track number 14, so I think this was part of the deluxe edition. So as to why it wasn't included on the regular edition, I have no idea why. I mean, this could have been a single. I love it so much. I love the lyrics, I love the melody. And now she's harboring some sort of regret now that she's saying, I fucked up. And perhaps she wants Guy Ritchie back. I'm assuming she's singing about Guy Ritchie and the divorce. So she fucked up, she made a mistake, take me back. I wish I could have you back, maybe one day. Or not, she says at the end. So it's a little bittersweet here. One can only imagine what actually happened during the divorce. Again, let me know if you know anything about it. And I thoroughly enjoyed the song. 2 big thumbs up. Oh, I love it so much. I just wish this was a single. You know what? I feel like this would have been a great single. So anyway, I'm gonna move past it. It is what it is. So let's move on to track number 15, B-Day song featuring MIA once again.
Today's my birthday.
What is this? Huh.
My birthday song. Light my candles, gotta make a wish.
I can't take this song seriously. I'm so sorry.
Give me a spanking.
No. Give me a spanking one.
My type of party, there's no hangover. And the week goes on.
Woo! That's what I said.
Start this day off right.
Woo woo! Ow, is it? I am not applauding that song. Okay, so that was track number 13, a B-Day song. What was that? I had so much fun listening to that song, but in all the wrong ways. Oh. Okay, I will say that was probably one of the worst Madonna songs I ever listened to, but at the same time, there was something so dumb and fun about it that I still enjoyed it. It's a horrible Madonna song, but at the same time, I had fun listening to it because it's so bad. I mean, the lyrics, I mean, come on. It's like when a teenage girl gets drunk for the first time and she's all cool about it. She's like, oh my god, I just got drunk for this first time. It's so much fun, guys. Did you know I just got drunk for the first time? She like tells everyone and she thinks she's all rebellious now. She thinks she's all grown up. This is kind of what I was getting from the song. It sounds like a 50-year-old girl wrote it. There's no hangovers at my party. We're gonna lick the frosting off the cake, girl. Grab your things. You better come over. We get high. We still stay sober. You know, she got high for the first time and we still stay sober. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, it kind of goes back to what I just told you in reference to Beautiful Killer when I read that interview about Alain Delon. And how she said, the music that I've done with William is quite introspective, whereas Martin's is more ironic and funny and upbeat. And there's an aspect to it and a really fun aspect to it. So obviously she wasn't meant to take a lot of songs on this album seriously. I mean, this song in particular, it's very fun and like you said, it's upbeat. There's something very ironic and dumb about it. So I think she kind of knows what she's doing with this song. It's not meant to be serious. It's meant to be kind of dumb and stupid and fun. But at the same time, I mean, there's dumb and then there's really dumb. So I don't know how I feel about this song. Like I said, it's probably one of my least favorite Madonna songs ever. At the same time, it's so dumb, it's so ridiculous, I still enjoy it. So let's move on to track number 16, Best Friend, which is the last track on the record. So let's get into it. But I gotta mention this one lyric. Give me a spanking, start the day off right. Well, girl. Yes, daddy. Okay, so that was the final track on the deluxe edition of Mdna called Best Friend, and this is probably one of my least favorite tracks on the record. I thought it was just kind of boring. But the message of the song, what she is conveying to the listener is that she is missing her best friend. I guess the divorce with Guy Ritchie, she is now missing her best friend. He was her best friend. It's so sad that it had to end. So now I feel like at the end of this record with I Fucked Up and Best Friend, she's now kind of regretting some of the choices she made. And she's saying, sorry, I fucked up. You were my best friend. Now she doesn't have her best friend anymore. So I will say it's a little sad when I look at these two songs compared to the rest. Whereas in the beginning of this album, she was very bitter. She was angry. She wanted him dead. She wanted to blow his brains out. She went all crazy. She was a girl gone wild. She was kind of doing her own thing. She didn't give a shit. She didn't give a fuck. But now she's having second thoughts and she's regretting some of the choices she made. She fucked up. And she just wants her best friend back, so we're ending this album on a little bit of a bittersweet note. So that is all 16 tracks of the deluxe edition of Mdna, and I will say this record isn't as horrible as people are making it out to be. I was expecting this album to be her absolute worst, a travesty, abysmal. I don't think it is. I mean, is it my favorite Madonna record? No, it's probably near the bottom. You can't compare this to all the other records she did. I mean, this pales in comparison, obviously. After 2008's Hard Candy, I feel like she started going downhill with her music, and I feel like this might be a continuation of that. But you know what? This is still a fun record. I enjoyed it. It's very EDM. Again, I'm having issues. Mdna, EDM. This is a very EDM record. And I enjoyed it. Girl Gone Wild, Gang Bang, the opening of this record. The middle part was okay. And the later half of this record was very ballads driven. I love the ballads on this record, I will say. And I feel like the ballads on this record are the saving grace. And like I said, I feel like this record isn't as bad as people are making it out to be. Is this a Madonna record I will always go back to? No. There are a lot of songs on here I didn't really care for. Songs like Superstar. I mean, like I said, it was very Hannah Montana. And Mdna's song was absolutely ridiculous. Even some of the songs like I'm Addicted, I didn't really care for. Some of the standouts to me were Girl Gone Wild, Gang Bang. I like Turn Up the Radio. I did like Some Girls. And of course, the ballads like Love Sped, Masterpiece, Falling Free, Beautiful Killer, I Fucked Up. So there are some serious bops in here. There's some nice ballads. I enjoyed it. I'll maybe give it 1 thumbs up. I'm not going to give it 2. I'll just give it 1. I don't care what anyone has to say. For those of you who don't like this record, who say it's her worst, I can kind of see where you're coming from. This isn't really a memorable Madonna record. It's very hostile. It's very negative. There's toxic energy in it. She's very bitter. There's murder, there's gunshots, she's in a very vile state of mind. But by the end, she kind of regrets a lot of the things she did. She's saying she fucked up, and she's kind of ending the album on a bittersweet note. So I feel like as a whole, I did enjoy it, but it's not really a memorable Madonna record. It's probably near the bottom if I was to rank Madonna's discography, which I will in a few weeks. Once I'm done listening to all our records, which I only have one more Madonna record to listen to, and that is Rebel Heart, and then I'll be done. Wow. Anyway, so leave your impression of this record. What did you think of it? Did you absolutely hate it? Did you actually love it? Is this one of your favorite Madonna records? Which, if it is, you'd definitely be in the minority. But there's nothing wrong with that. What are your favorite tracks? What are your least favorite? Did you go and see her on tour when she went to promote this record? What was that like? And yeah, I think that's all I want to say. Thanks for watching, guys. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter. You can message me. You can tell me what other artists I should check out. And yes, thank you for following along on my Madonna journey. All your comments, all of your insight. I really appreciate it. So I will see you next time for... I don't want to say the grand finale, but it is because it's the final Madonna record I'll be checking out in full, which is Rebel Heart. So see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.